Today in the episode, Counter Meta, how to win a fight against a shotgun build. Voice of the Wasteland. We read your messages and choose the craft of the episode. But first, let's start with the workshop. The Pyralid, or the only moth that is all about spreading the flames. The Wasteland is ever-changing. Unseasoned, unblooded survivors roll in, old beliefs die out, new groups make a bid for dominance. The only thing that doesn't change is that the Wasteland is always chock full of ways to blow each other to smithereens. Take a look at the Pyralid unguided rockets, for example. Survivors first discovered them in Update 0.11.40 Doomsday Cars. On the one hand, that's a brand new weapon. On the other hand, these are unguided rockets. You know them, tiny, but hit like a truck. A perfect recipe for dealing lots of damage real fast. There are some details you should know though. First, a few words about its strengths. The Pyralid is pretty small, meaning that you can easily find a safe spot for it deep within your frame. It's also very effective at blowing things up, not just because of its explosive properties, but also because it fires 2 rockets in each salvo, maximizing your chances of hitting a target. Furthermore, rockets follow a somewhat curved path, making it possible to use the Pyralid to hit armaments hidden behind bits of armor in front, or to force an enemy out of low-height cover. It certainly doesn't hurt that the weapon has a pretty fast reload as well. Sounds amazing, right? Well, there are a few things you have to consider. First, compared to a regular gun, the Pyralid has somewhat limited elevation. Second, it can't take much punishment. 1 or 2 hits is all it takes to make your moth rockets go boom. What can you do though? That's a small price to pay for having this kind of firepower. In order to use the Pyralid to its full potential, you need ammo crates, an engine boosting our reload speed, a cabin with a useful perk, and a fast, agile chassis. In most cases, glass cannon vehicles like this one are built on hovers or wheels. Hovers are useful here because they provide quite a lot of maneuverability and decent speed, and wheels are simply very fast and pretty sturdy to boot. We're not going the easy route in the garage though, so let's build a Pyralid car on something unorthodox, like big rams. Oh yeah! Let's take this hull we found in the scrapyard, put it on our mecha legs, and hide rockets under its belly. Not the best choice elevation-wise, but it's a safer spot. Not to mention that this placement also allows us to go ham in close range. One last thing before we go into battle. We have to set ourselves a clear goal. Are we going to pick off single targets and secure kills, or are we going full support? This particular car is really good at doing the latter, so let's do that. One big ram mode allows us to keep up with even the speediest of our allies, and in the other we have superior mobility to make up for less than ideal elevation angles. Spotted an opponent? Don't hold back. Feed them rockets until they join their ancestors. Prioritize enemy wheels, structural nodes, explosive parts, basically any of their weak points. Catch up to an enemy, blow them into another dimension with a never-ending barrage of rockets, add another victory mark to the side of your vehicle. This is the way of the Wastes. Imagine, there's a battle raging all around you. Cars are exploding left and right, balls of hot plasma and artillery shells are screeching past your car. You, being the crafty survivor you are, find yourself a perfect spot to unleash hell on your enemies, and then, in the blink of an eye, your battle car turns into a pile of burning metal, just like that. What happened? Well, a shotgun build happened. Fortunately, the days when there was at least one shotgunner in every battle, usually with Fafnirs no less, are long gone. But the threat is still there, so today we're going to discuss the ways you can counter it. Let's go. The first step is to understand what makes shotgun builds work. Shotguns, surprise, are very dangerous up close. Some of them because of their burst, like the aforementioned Fafnir, others due to their high sustained damage output, like the sledgehammer. Moreover, shotguns are often more durable than, let's say, machine guns of the same rarity, and not that big, allowing for a lot of flexibility when building. Their main weakness is rather obvious. Shotguns suck at range. Get some distance between you and the shotgunner, and they immediately lose most of their bite. Another weakness is not as obvious and is not unique to shotgun cars. They are usually based on a very specific blueprint. In most cases, shotgun builds are a variation of a classic wedge, or built in a very particular fashion where weapons are mounted on top of each other to get the best elevation angles. If you've ever faced a metacraft in battle, you basically saw them all. Know your enemy and use this knowledge to your advantage. If you know that there's a shotgun build around, be extra vigilant. Even if you're running a sniper build, check your surroundings regularly. If a survivor looks at the world only through their scope, he or she is basically saying, "I'm easy prey," to the shotgunner. What if the enemy is using a cloaking device? Be even more vigilant. Invisibility is convenient and all that, but even a fully cloaked vehicle leaves tracks. Look out for those, and you might be able to shoot first. It also helps if your car is outfitted with specialized equipment like the Oculus or the Verifier. The second big piece of advice is rather simple. Keep your distance. Don't let shotgun builds to get in range. Make them play by your rules. Stay on the move, stick to your teammates. In other words, make a shotgunner work for it. Also, if you're the first to spot a shotgun build, help your allies by removing the enemy's invisibility, or by removing their ability to move around the battlefield. In the worst-case scenario, when a shotgun build has already zeroed in on you and you're fighting one-on-one, the main thing is not to lose your cool. If you know that you're going down no matter what, do everything it takes to make them regret it. You think you can take me, huh? Get in line! Thought that's it? Nah. You didn't come here just to listen to our tips. You're here for pure, unadulterated madness. So, here we go. Built specially for this segment, the Bane of Shotgunners. This battle car was designed for one purpose and one purpose only, to deliver shotgun builds to the fiery pits of hell as fast as possible. It comes with a harvester, flamethrowers, the blight cabin, and a chameleon. Because why not? Take it, modify it any way you want, and enjoy every second of giving shotgun builds a taste of their own medicine. And now, a short commercial break.
Searching for a perfect gift for your best mate? Ammo Pack. A crate with enough ammunition to drown in if you're very tiny. The best gift of 2047 is voted by some ammoless bums.
The first question comes from Fat Nash. Are we gonna get more co-drivers? Some weapon types are really forgotten. I know Bulldog likes shotties, but shouldn't Misty give some love to flamethrowers? Hi, we're considering a few possible changes to this system at the moment, but it's way too early to actually say anything. You'll be the first to know when we get there, though. Another message was sent by Gherkin Pudding, an excellent name, by the way. A campaign about the founding of the fractions would be nice. Like, how did Dawn's children meet up? Why Firestarters do Coliseum fights? Why scavengers populate the shipyard? What about a maritime fraction? That's some excellent suggestions, and really good questions right there. We are really interested in expanding the lore of the game, but as we've said before, right now the campaign is not a priority for us as we're developing quite a lot of new stuff that hopefully we'll be able to speak about soon. We are also still going to give you juicy bits of new lore and maybe even answer some of your questions through events, maps, mechanics, and items. Then there's a question by Morgan Priest. How do I effectively armor my craft that isn't randomly strapping scrap to it? Hey Morgan, randomly strapping scrap to your car is truly a time-honored tradition, at least in the Wastes. But yeah, that's not the most efficient way to do it. This is also kind of a big topic with lots of things to discuss, so we think that we'd better answer this question with a full segment in one of our upcoming episodes. Keep your eyes peeled. A survivor that goes by the name of Twin Blade 199 writes, you know how the Big Ram is a leg and a wheel? Imagine if there was a wheel that, when activated, would turn with the rim facing down and act as a hover. Hi, we do like our Big Rams, that's for sure, and this sounds like a rather exciting hybrid. Balancing it would be a nightmare though, so we're kind of hesitant to implement something like that into the game. But that's a very neat idea. And now, arguably the most important part of our show. At the end of every episode, we choose one craft from the exhibition and proudly show it to the whole world, proving once again that the engineers of the Wastes are bloody amazing at what they do, and are also sometimes covered in blood. That sort of happens. The craft we picked today is the Fridge, a fearsome weaponized refrigerator, apparently. The reason why we chose this particular build is pretty simple. It's one of those rare cases when you get a really heavy vehicle that's not just beautiful, but also designed in a very smart way. What do we mean by that? Just look at the mass limit. We also have to note that quite a few parts were used in a pretty unorthodox fashion to give this car a really nice look. We love this. Great job. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Ask us questions, and if we manage to hide from Steppenwolves that for some reason claim that we looted their base or something, we'll answer some of your questions in the next episode. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and good luck!